How's it going, guys? We are on to our fourth masterclass. Not as much up on the board today because we're talking about supplements. Now, we have discussed this earlier in the masterclass series when we spoke about the pyramid of importance. But when it comes to supplements, as I said before, it's €1 billion industry. It's trying to decipher what you need, if you need anything at all. So let's go with one of the bigger ones, which is whey protein. So that's one that obviously if you're vegan or vegetarian, probably not going to be on the menu. There are alternatives out there, but on a supplement point of view, whey protein is one that gets asked a lot. Again, a little bit of background on whey protein. It's a cheese byproduct. It was used in 80s and 90s as kind of like waste product that was feed for cattle and dairy. Supplement industry came along, decided, well, this is a highly effective source of protein. It could be fit for human consumption. So lo and behold, it is. It's a fast digesting form of getting protein in. It's good for muscle recovery, muscle repair. The only big drawback is it is expensive, so try and get protein from the source first of all. And when it comes to protein and whey protein in particular, try and go with a good company. I don't usually recommend, but something like an Optimum Nutrition or something like a Kinetica. I have tried some of the cheaper brands, stuff like My Protein bulk powders. Just from my own perspective, it didn't mix as well. It's not as, and again, it's not as high a quality. And little known fact that most of the whey protein from these bigger brands, such as an Optimum Nutrition, Kinetica, generally comes from Ireland. We're one of the big producers of whey protein. So, interesting one to know. Glanbia have a big stake in most of those companies. So, that's interesting to note. So, whey protein would be one. It's a convenient source of getting your protein in. It's not essential. You can get it. You can get the protein from the source a lot of the time. If you're vegan or vegetarian, you will have to watch your protein intake a lot more. There are vegan and vegetarian alternatives out there. And again, with a lot of these protein sources, you get people saying, oh, there's a lot of sugar in that, while they're scoffing down chocolate. Yeah, there is some sugar, but we do have to make these things taste a little bit better. If you're worrying about the sugar in protein powder, sugar in fruit, you're going down the wrong rabbit hole while you're consuming sugar from other products. So don't concern yourself too much about the sugar from whey protein. I'd be concerning yourself from the sugar from other products. There's going to be inevitably sugar in whey protein, like there's sugar in milk. Okay? So that is whey protein. Then we go down the road, and I've said it before about vitamin D. This is one that is a must-have for anyone in Ireland. And little known, or maybe it's not a little known fact, that 20% of the population of Ireland are vitamin D deficient, and it's one that I'd highly recommend most of you guys be taking in. Vitamin D can be taken from other sources as well, and it is something that generally should be mixed with calcium as well, but we won't go down that road for now. But you can get it in most supplement shops or health food shops, but vitamin D is definitely one. Just because our absorption of sunlight is so low in Ireland that it's very easy to be deficient in it. Take it now, we're in the winter, whether we have sun or not, the UV light from the sun is so low that you might even absorb as much as we need from a day-to-day basis. So vitamin D will be one of those that will be like a foolproof one to put on your list and get it. Okay? Then we go down the omega-3 road. Okay? So if you're vegan, vegetarian, where are you going to get your omega-3? You might get it from some pulses, but you're not going to get an awful lot of it. Whether you're vegan or vegetarian or not, I definitely look at an omega-3 supplement. I said before, around omega-3 supplements, watch, like the protein, watch the sources and where you're getting it from. If you buy it from a My Protein or a supplement website, how long has that been sitting on the shelf? It could be rancid. So I'd be looking at something that's fresh. I generally go to a health food shop, it's refrigerated, Something for me, Udo's choice, but just look at the potency of the DHA in it. And I definitely recommend one, especially for someone who's training a lot. It's definitely good for joint care, and it's just good for overall skin quality as well. So I'd be looking at a good quality omega-3. I'm not doing this masterclass to try and get you to write down a list of supplements and buy them. I'm just recommending ones that I would recommend, because there's a lot of stuff out there that is very pseudoscience-y. I'll come across that now with athletic greens as one of them. Go and eat some fruit and vegetables. You do not need to buy an athletic green supplement. It's for the garbage can. So that's one. There's very little science around it, along with BCAAs. Another one, it's fit for the bin. Okay? If you like the taste, like I've drank BCAA drinks, I like the taste of them. I don't buy them for BCAAs. So that's one. Get yourself whey protein. Anyway, let's get back to the matter at hand. So when we move down the list, one I've discussed before that would be one that may help you would be magnesium. So if you struggle with sleep, instead of going down the sleeping tablet route or stuff like that, magnesium has been shown to assist with sleep. But there's no point taking in magnesium into your diet and then you're sitting there on your phone and then going to bed. Like, you're pissing in the wind. Okay, you still need to have good sleep hygiene and add in the magnesium. So sleep hygiene suggests that you have good sleep routines. So make sure you've good airflow in the room. Make sure that you've a nice dark room, not looking at blue light such as your phone, and try and like maybe have something like a book by your bedside locker or listen to a sleep story. Have good hygiene habits before you go to bed. And take your magnesium in. Magnesium is not going to override all those good habits that you might built in. Then you might look, if you feel that you're not getting enough fruit and vegetables in, or you don't like the taste of fruit and vegetables, then you might look at something like a multivitamin. Not a green supplement, a multivitamin. Now, one of the ones I would recommend is Source of Life Gold, just because of the vitamin and mineral profile that is contained in it. It is an expensive product, but when we look at some of these products, I'd rather you get very little of them, but very high quality ones. The Source of Life Gold one is great. It is advertised as an energy source. I wouldn't go down that far, but because you're getting a very potent dose of vitamins or minerals, you may get a bit of, just to feel a bit of revitalization from it. But it is something that you may want to look at if you feel like you're deficient or not eating enough fruit and vegetable sources. So something like that, or Floradex or something like that, would be good. Probably look for that instead of going into your local supermarket and getting a multivitamin tablet. But it's totally up to yourself. Again, these things are only the missing 10%. Most of this stuff should be coming from the food source itself. And they're only there to kind of supplement you along the way. See, a lot of people will go for these first and then look at the food, where you should be looking at the food. That is your base. This is just the icing on the cake as such. Other supplements that I'd be looking at, if you're training a fair bit, now when I mean a fair bit, where you're highly trained, something like a creatine monohydrate may work. It is not a super supplement. The thing with creatine over the last 2 years is the price has absolutely skyrocketed. Something that I used to remember getting my little bag and it was like, well, €15, now it's €35 because the demand for the product has skyrocketed because people have seen the benefits. Now, ignore all the negative press around creatine. You get all these voodoo doctors going out saying, oh, creatine has caused liver damage and kidney damage. Like, it's complete rubbish. Unless you're taking in a huge dose of it, the benefits far outweigh the cons with something like a creatine. Am I saying everyone who's watching this video go out and buy creatine? Absolutely not. But I will just say, of all the supplements in the world, it is the most highly researched supplement. Will it help you go and run a marathon? No, creatine will help something that is short in duration, i.e. strength. So let's say I was coming in today and I was doing 10 bench press and I did that weight and I missed rep number 10. Something like creatine will help you get through that 10th rep. It is not magic. It will help. The body does produce creatine, but you're just supplementing it so you have an elevated dose. Is it something to try? Possibly. It's not something that, as I said, is magic. If your body doesn't need it, you'll just piss it out. Is it expensive? It's a little bit more expensive than it used to be, but it's still not crazy. You wouldn't be using huge dosage of it. And it's not something that you have to go and buy an expensive brand. Using my protein or bulk powder, it's a pretty generic product. And it's something that I would recommend someone who's highly trained and into strength training definitely want to try. Generally a 6 to 8 week period of using it and then coming off for 4 to 5 weeks, because what tends to happen is the body will adapt to the dosage and then you'll get diminishing returns from it. So that's something to look at. Now, you could go into your health food shop and get all sorts of supplements. I'm not going to recommend every single supplement here for every single illness or anything. I'm not qualified to do that. I'm just giving recommendations. I'm not saying go and use this. You can do the research yourself. But a lot of if you go on a website called examine.com, that would be, if you want to know the ins and outs of a specific supplement, that is your recommended source. It is non-biased. It'll give you all the scientific papers around those supplements if you're really into it. But just be aware, stay away from the bullshit, okay? Because there's a lot of it. With supplements, you're going to get very much, especially if it's a company pushing something, you're going to get all this like, oh, this is magic. If the supplement is legal, it's not magic. It'll give you a 5 or 10% boost at most. It's not going to do, it's just going to be, it's like doing all those little steps around sleep. It's just adding little bits to help you along the way. Because we're on week 4, people who may not be doing well might look for the missing thing that they think is going to save them. Supplements are not those things. They're the missing maybe 10% at the very top of the table we spoke about a few weeks ago. Get stuff from the food source. Have a read over supplements, preferably something like an examine.com. Do not go on the Daily Mail or some website that has not been scientifically referenced. And have a look for yourself. A lot of this is, I'll educate you with certain things, but a lot of it is go out and have a look for yourself. Try stuff out. I've tried supplements before. Some of them were absolute rubbish. Some of them just didn't work for me. I have tried, like I've done whey protein before, but I've also tried stuff like vegan protein, which I could not stand the taste of. And if you're not going to stand the taste of it, don't try it. Like if you don't like Source of Life Gold, you take a little shot of it and it's disgusting. Well, it's not for you. Like you don't want to force something down that's like, oh, that's rotten, because you're just going to revolt against it. So yeah, so I hope that helps, guys. As always with all these videos, post below if you have any specific supplement questions. If I don't know the answer, I'll research them for you. It's as simple as that. I don't have all the answers, and I'd be a liar if I said I did. So I'll have I'll have a look for you and then try and give you the best possible answer. So I hope you're enjoying these masterclasses, guys. I'm trying to keep them as short as concise as I can so I don't bore the tears out of you. Again, we'll have another one coming your way next week, and I'll see you along then.